My man, talk to me, bro. Ricardo, you got all the things. I'm excited to work with you. I'm excited to plug you into the game. It was super awesome watching you work on the physical side, on the hard skill side, and on the soft skills side. What was the experience like for you running through the EP certificate course, man?
So, as we've talked before, I'm currently an instructor, and we teach similar lanes, so to speak, for our clientele. And so it was a bit different because it's tailored to the executive protection side, whereas for us it's more military. But I was excited, right? I've never done driving, especially contact driving. So the moment we stepped in, we were received very kindly by instructors as well. So it was very relaxed. Yet, there was an expectation being set and held. So that was pretty interesting to see. The instructors, as an instructor, you can distinguish when people don't have credibility and they trying to gain it by offering you gee whiz or trying to be too cool.
Let's go.
We really had that with the instructors that we had at hand. So you can tell that they really had experience. They really liked the game. They respect the game. And they also wanted to provide a quality level of instruction for all of us. So that was pretty cool. And it wasn't only the instructors, it was also like John, like with the logistics. That people don't think about logistics, but especially after doing the immersion, right? You can see how logistics is kind of what makes things happen.
Yeah, logistics wins wars, man. Logistics wins wars. It's real. What would you say about, the relationships you formed over the course of this thing, man?
Yeah, that was also pretty cool, right? So to give you a little bit of context and background, I get to your course like a week prior that I actually bought the actual hard skills and the whole 12 days, right?
Yeah, man.
I've been, ever since I got out of the military, active duty, I joined the Guard, and I've been trying to find my place in the civilian realm.
Yeah,
it's been really hard because the things that I like or the skills and interests that I have are not as applicable to other things, nor other careers are as interesting to me. So I've been struggling to see how do I fit, and ended up in this course. And one of the things that I missed a lot about the military is the camaraderie, right? Which at my current job I do have, but the instructors did say though that our class was a little bit different, was really solid class.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
But that camaraderie that I guess everybody's yearning to have, we had it in there.
Yep.
There's different personalities. There's not to say that everything was smooth. We had some clashes at some point, but everybody was able to prioritize mission number one. Not only the mission specific to the day, but understanding that we're all here to get the training and get better at things, right? And everybody just came together. So that camaraderie, and not only camaraderie in the sense of like friendships, but also networks.
Yep.
That's you're a tartar source, right? Also, you start talking to people and kind of I wouldn't say this has a specific terminology, but it's kind of an interview when you're trying to go into a career field whatsoever. You talk to people who are already inside. And so we had access to it, at least I had. And you start uncovering the reality, not just the things that are sexy that people put out, but the reality of the job. And so other jobs, like I said, like if you look this at Indeed or any of the, what you call this?
Job sourcing websites.
Right?
And then all that.
You won't see the jobs that are out there. You won't even hear of them.
Right.
So that was pretty cool.
That all comes through network, man. That all comes through network. Hey, bro, it was good training with you at the course. I just got on with this family. They need one or two more dudes. Let's move over here and come hang with me. That's how the deals get made. You know what I'm saying? So if you were going to describe the hard skills intensive to somebody, how would you explain it?
I would silver your line, right? Those are the ones, the hard skills are the skills that you want to have in the back of your pocket for if you need them, because it would help you to save or sustain a life. Right. Whereas the immersion one was more soft skills related.
100%.
So it was hard. I wouldn't say hard, but you're coming from this 8-day course and trying to switch to this other mentality.
Yes.
And it's a balance. It's an art.
How would you describe the soft skills training event to somebody who's on the outside looking in?
Well,
That being the immersion course, you guys, that's what we're talking about now.
Yeah, you've stated earlier how it's like logistically heavy, right?
Yep.
So in the past, there were guys that were trying to figure out whether to go or not to go, right? And it would be advised depending on their life's experiences, right? Because there's a lot of things that is like the training day module is social dynamics. And so you learn this through trial and error.
Wow.
And if you have already professional experience. Nevertheless, I did have professional experience, and there's some things that are common sense, yet for me was extremely valuable because you're also trying to learn the game. We made mistakes as a whole group with people that are actually in the industry right now, right? That should have led, not to say anything bad about them, but they're also learning with us. Yeah. And so we still make mistakes with people that are already in. And now that I look back, had I come out of that training or just try to do this on the go, no JT, those mistakes could have actually,
expensive, bro.
Correct. Right. So I loved it. It's just very logistically heavy. There are certain tools, apps, and principles that you never thought you would use. Yep. Right, especially coming from the hard skills. I was going through the training module today, and I remember because we already did this. Now I can go back and relate. I have the bigger picture and relate to what we're doing. But you talked about 360 security versus seatbelt security. Yep. Sometimes you just won't be able, given the circumstances or the preference of the principles. And so I'm looking at that and I'm like, okay, I remember this. But if you were just a military dude who was trying to come here, you'd be like so stubborn in your own ways. This is what has to be done. Yeah. Right? So yeah, like I think the whole 12 days they're very important. And I believe how you explain it is the best way of doing it. Yeah. Hard skills save lives, soft skills will get you paid.
Yep. And keep you in the game. And then finally, do you feel like the investment was worth it? Did we deliver?
You know what's funny? I've been telling everybody that I came through the same thing, right? This is not cheap. Yeah. And I was like, but usually I tend to have buyer's remorse with less expenditure. And I was like, I cannot say this about this training.
Good. Outstanding. Okay. And then finally, any words to someone who's on the fence about possibly like, should I do it? Should I do the course? Should I not? Any advice to them based on your experience?
I would say first, be clear as to what your ultimate goal is. If this is just an interest, right? How many or the amount of resources that you might have. We're talking about financially at this point, right? This for me was an investment. Luckily, I've been able to amount a certain amount of capital throughout the years. And I've been waiting for a time, and it just so happened that the opportunity presented itself, and I still had to think about it. But then I remember my end goal, right? I was like, this is where I'm trying to break into. There's no other way. There's no other way because I don't have that network, right? Originally, that's what motivated me to it. The training in actuality is a plus. It's a huge plus. But I was coming in for the network originally. Right. So if this is really what you want, it is worth every single penny.
Heck yeah, man. That's awesome. I think it's beautiful. Great talk about the course, the experiences, and all that stuff, man. Thank you so much, Ricardo. I'm looking forward to you killing it in the game. I can't wait to be on that call with you or get that message from you where you're like, boom, man, I did it. We're good. We got to the first stage. We got a good contract, and then I'll be with you as you learn to navigate the industry and find what you want, which is the second equation. And that's coming fast. So heck yeah, man. It's an absolute honor, brother. Boom.